It's nice to have you join us. You're watching Newsroom series on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Today, our focus is on the Southwest region. But first, our top stories. It's now official. Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborevwori, former Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, and other major political stakeholders have formally defected to the All Progressives Congress, the APC. The defectors were officially received into the party by chieftains of the ruling APC, including Vice President Kashim Shettima, the party's national chairman Abdullahi Ganduje, Senator Adams Oshomole, Governor Hope Uzodinma, who is the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, among other political bigwigs. At the event, the Delta State Governor described the decision as historic, and Governor Oborevwori said the move to the APC was born out of the desire to get the best for the South-South state, while the Vice President called it a tsunami.
Ladies and gentlemen,
what testimony could be greater than the promise of this day? A political tsunami of unimaginable proportion that has never happened in the history of the South-South region, and barely in the history of this country. A tsunami of this proportion had never happened. All the members of the upper chamber of the National Assembly are in the APC. The Speaker and all the members of the House of Assembly. So many members of the House of Representatives. The Governor and his entire cabinet and 500 councillors across the 25 local government areas of this great state. What testimony do you have greater than this? And the true measure of a political party lies not merely in the enthusiasm of its members, but in the conviction it inspires among those who once stood across from them. This vindication is even more fundamental when those who once saw us as outsiders and opponents cross the lines of difference to become part of the enduring family we have built. This historic day, therefore, is both a celebration of the enduring promise of the APC and a tribute to the vision, courage, and foresight of the great giants we have come to welcome into the fold of our political party, along with their devoted followers who are joining us today.
what you have seen here today is a movement. It's not a defection. It's a movement. We have done consultation with the National Assembly, with leadership, with stakeholders at the state level, at the senatorial level, at the local government level, at the ward level. And we all decided that we must all join. We are not Bobona. Are you Bobona? This is data. Data cannot carry last. We have been in opposition for almost 10 years. Do we need that? Mr. President has supported us. He has shown us love. We cannot face him in 2027 to work against him. That love that he has shown to us in Delta State, we need to reciprocate it. We cannot do it in our own party. You have to be inside to do it, and to do it well.
Still on political party defections, and this time Governor Nasir Idris of Kebbi State has distanced himself from reports circulating on social media suggesting that he, along with 4 other governors, were planning to defect from the All Progressives Congress to join a coalition allegedly being formed by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar in collaboration with other politicians. He described the reports as false, malicious, and a huge joke cracked by the most uninteresting political comedians. The governor made his position clear in a statement signed by his chief press secretary, Ahmed Idris. The statement emphasizes that Governor Idris is a leader deeply loved by the people of Kebbi State, who are themselves overwhelmingly loyal to the APC. and that he would be the last person to abandon this for any coalition, regardless of its architects and builders. The governor urged the great general public to disregard the malicious report, reaffirming his focus on improving Kebbi State and consolidating the gains and successes recorded under President Bola Tinubu's administration. To the courts now, where Justice Njide Kanwosu-Iheme of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Wuse Zone 2, Abuja, has sentenced the husband of late gospel singer Osinachi, that's Peter Nwachukwu, to death by hanging. Justice Nwosu-Iheme found him guilty of culpable homicide resulting in the death of the late Osinachi on April the 8th, 2022. Now, the judge sentenced Nwachukwu to death while sentencing him after the court had held that the prosecution had proven the burden of proof placed on it by the law and subsequently found the defendant guilty. Mr. Nwachukwu was arraigned on June the 3rd of 2022 by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation on behalf of the federal government on a 23-count charge bordering on culpable homicide, punishable with death, criminal intimidation, cruelty to children, criminal intimidation of children, spousal battery, among others. In the course of trial, the prosecution called 17 witnesses, including 2 children of the late Osinachi, who testified as 4th prosecution and 5th prosecution witness, respectively, while attended 25 documents as exhibits before the court. Now, shortly before sentencing the defendant, counsel for Nwachukwu, Reginald Wali, pleaded with the court to be lenient in its judgment, while the prosecuting counsel, Mrs. Aderonke Imala, urged the court to give force to the law as stipulated. Justice Nwosu-Iheme subsequently sentenced Mr. Nwachukwu to death by hanging on count 1, while he was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment each on counts 2, 3, 8, 9, 12, 13, and 18. The Lagos State government says 17 new schools were created between 2024 and this year, 2025, even as it also paid a total of 1.5 billion naira 2024 WAEC fees for 58,188 bona fide students within the same period. Now, the State Commissioner for Basic, Primary and Secondary Education, Jamiu Alibalugu, made this known while giving account of activities of the ministry in the last 1 year at the 2025 ministerial press briefing held at Alausa in Ikeja, Lagos. Also, the State Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Mr. Tolani Sule, says within the year under review, the state government initiated the upgrade of the Lagos State University College of Medicine into a standalone University of Medical and Health Sciences aimed at closing gaps in healthcare manpower.
The education sector in Lagos State has constantly received attention under the Sanwo-Olu Hamzat administration, just to ensure that teachers and students have a conducive environment for teaching and learning. Primary and secondary school structures have been upgraded into a modernized infrastructure that will stand the test of time. The sector is a pre-planned environment, and the last 12 months have been eventful for the government. The state annual ministerial briefing provides an opportunity for the commissioner in charge to speak on the achievements in his ministry.
17 schools were established in the state. A total of 5,815 candidates applied for admission to the model colleges upgraded secondary schools in the state. But 4,763 candidates who met the admission criteria were offered provisional admission, representing an impressive 81.9% admission rate during the year. A total number of 17,575 students were successfully transferred from public and private schools into state junior secondary schools and senior secondary schools in the state. This figure includes out-of-school children that were given second chance to complete their education.
The tertiary education is also not left out in the developmental strides, even as the Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Mr. Tolani Sule, says the state government is repositioning the tertiary education sector for greater effectiveness and alignment with the evolving needs of a digital economy, in line with the administration's commitment to a brighter and more prosperous future for the state.
LASU is the second most subscribed. The ministry ensured continuous review of tertiary education policies in the state and equally facilitated the state government funding of accreditation process of the courses in 2 new universities in the state, that is LASUED and LASUSTEC. The Lagos State government has initiated the process of transmuting the Lagos State University College of Medicine, LASUCOM, into a standalone University of Medical and Health Sciences. This move aims to address the growing demand for medical personnel, improve the healthcare delivery in the state. The new university will focus on providing high-quality medical education to bridge the existing gap in the training of medical personnel, enhance capacity of medical doctors and allied professionals in the state to meet global standards.
The Lagos State government says it has made significant investment in infrastructural development, digital literacy, accreditation of academic and professional programs by relevant bodies, and remains committed to building a future workforce by equipping students with the right tools and learning environment in which they can thrive.
In Oyo State, the state government says it will scale up efforts to ensure academic excellence at all levels across the state as education remains top priority. Governor Seyi Makinde, who reiterated the pledge at the 17th convocation of the Ladoke Akintola University of Ogbomoso, noted that the move for sole ownership of the school was to restore distinction. Represented by his deputy, Governor Makinde explained that the move has started yielding results with improvements in the school's rating and restoration of peace on campus with a 5-year unbroken academic calendar.
It's the 17th convocation ceremony and the 35th anniversary of the Oyo State-owned Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, LAUTECH, Ogbomoso. The visitor to the institution and the Oyo State governor, who was represented by his deputy, Mr. Bayo Lawal, says the government is excited about the growth recorded by the school since the state government took sole ownership of it 5 years ago.
It's gratifying to observe that this system of education has been in and out in the first position of state universities in Nigeria. There was a time that was ranked as the best state-run university in Nigeria. I'm glad, on behalf of the Excellency Governor of Oyo State, to observe that 2025, LAUTECH is also awarded the best state university.
One of the major achievements of the LAUTECH Council under the chairmanship of Professor Ayodeji Omole is the restoration of peace on campus, which has resulted in an unbroken academic calendar for 5 years.
In the last 4 years as council, we have succeeded in bringing peace and stability back to the university, without which this can no longer, without which there can be no progress. The academic rating and recognition of universities, both nationally and internationally, have improved tremendously. Between the last convocation and now, the university has remained among the top 12 in Nigeria and one of the best universities in the country. In its assessment of the university by discipline released in January 2025, LAUTECH was ranked as the third best university in Nigeria for engineering, 6th in physical sciences, 7th in life sciences, and 10th in medical and health sciences.
An appeal goes to the graduates as new alumni members to do all that is necessary to contribute to the growth of their communities.
To the graduates, as you stand to celebrate a significant threshold in your lives, remember that your journey has just begun. The world needs your unique knowledge and skill, and your goal should ultimately be about the advancement of the human civilization on the global level. It is noteworthy that the university's rating and ranking has been on continuous ascent since 2023. In 2025, in the Times Higher Education World University Ranking, LAUTECH retained its position as the best state university in Nigeria.
Located in Ogbomoso North local government area of Oyo State, the 35-year-old tertiary institution has 13 faculties, 2 colleges, and more than 70 departments. Bukola Uriowo, Channels Television News.
As the new farming season commences across Nigeria, the federal government reaffirms its commitment to boosting agricultural productivity and ensuring food security, in line with its renewed hope agenda. In pursuit of this goal, farmers are urged to take advantage of government incentives, highlighting a recent initiative where 5,000 bags of fertilizers were distributed to farmers in Oyo State, Ibarakwa East and Ido local government areas to enhance food crop production and support local agrarian communities.
Agrarian communities in Ibarakwa East and Ido local government areas of Oyo State are the latest beneficiaries to receive 5,000 bags of fertilizers under the Renewed Hope agenda servicing the agriculture sector. The lawmaker representing Ibarakwa East, Ido constituency at the House of Representatives, Remi Oseni, is optimistic of proper use of the fertilizers as constant sensitization on sustainable practices is ongoing for farming communities across the country.
We have sufficiently educated them on the importance of this material and the importance of them putting it into use in the course of their farming activities. A word of advice to them is for every one of them to ensure that it is used as encouraged, it is used as advised by those who are knowledgeable in the way the fertilizers are being used at the, our various farming activities. So I want to encourage them once again that they should ensure that they are not sold out.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, which supervises the disbursement, advises farmers to use the incentives, grants and other policies of the government to their advantage.
For farmers, for their benefit. And my message to the benefiting farmers is to use it appropriately. You know, we are in the onset of rainy season now. So I think this is the best time to give them the required inputs. And this is part of the inputs required by farmers.
Some of the farmers, including those cultivating farm settlements across Oyo State, are excited about the opportunities.
Now, all our land is not rich like before again. So we don't have a rich land like before, like our forefathers before. So we need something to boost our plants so that we'll be able to reach a maximum yield at the end of the day when we do our farming something. So this fertilizer is an essential to us. No matter either you are manual farmer or commercial farmer, you will surely need it.
The Renewed Hope agenda says the agriculture initiative is to help farmers realize their dream in food sufficiency, agric value chain processes, and preservation of various food crops to reduce post-harvest losses.
While Nigerians yearn for better healthcare delivery, the federal government has challenged private medical practitioners to take advantage of the various ongoing reforms and initiatives aimed at mobilizing more resources towards ensuring a sustainable and enduring healthcare delivery infrastructure. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Salako, made the call while delivering a keynote address at the 47th International Conference and General Meeting of the Association of Nigerian Private Medical Practitioners held in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, with the theme Unlocking the Value Chain, Roles of Government and Private Medical Practitioners.
Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, is the host of the 47th International Conference and General Meeting of the Association of Nigerian Private Medical Practitioners. An estimated 800 participants drawn from the 6 geopolitical zones of the country are attending the 2025 edition. One of the major challenges the conference seeks to address is the heavy dependence on imports, which is about 70% for medicine and over 90% for medical devices. an imbalance the Minister of State for Health, Dr. Isiaq Salako, believes can be addressed by unlocking the value chain agenda.
The private medical sector is the engine that drives service delivery, innovation, and sustainable growth in the healthcare system. This is why the presidential initiative to unlock the healthcare value chain was established to enable a business-friendly environment that encourages investments, supports local production, and strengthens Nigeria's position as a global hub for pharmaceutical manufacturing, medical technology, and health tourism.
The minister maintains that efforts are being made to make the country a regional hub for healthcare business, as government remains a partner in critical infrastructure development in the sector.
Let me assure you of the full readiness of the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare to support private sector players, including private health practitioners, to profitably invest in delivering healthcare services to Nigerians and to other nationals. The ministry, through PIVAC, has developed an accelerator program to foster innovation, support business growth, and provide the much-needed partnership to players in the health sector, especially small, medium enterprises.
Participants engage in the sharing of scientific knowledge, as well as the insightful discussions on transformative policies for better service delivery.
Some of our key challenges will include funding for emergency services in the health space in Nigeria, electricity tariff reduction. Private hospitals and clinics have long appealed to the federal government for a rebate on electricity tariff, as energy costs constitute over 40% of our overhead expenses. This relief will make healthcare more affordable and align with the government's Renew Hope agenda and commitment to easing the financial burden on citizens.
For me, what is more important, for His Excellency, especially Prince Dr. COA, is how we will develop together to raise the healthcare service. And we are open. And that is why, on our own part, the 250 bed, we're saying for that level of excellence that is required, let us give it to people who are. I'm very happy to say to you that within a couple of months, that place is going to be relaunched, and we have a 250 bed of a first-class tertiary institution available for everybody in Ogun State.
Resolutions reached here are also expected to foster development of the health sector through effective synergy between government and private practitioners.
As part of a nationwide initiative to promote made-in-Nigeria products, the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, has organized a series of focus group engagements across Nigeria to strengthen local products and drive technological innovation in the country. These engagements serve as strategic platforms to connect key stakeholders in the industrial, trade and technology ecosystems while fostering partnerships that will enhance Nigeria's self-reliance, industrial growth and economic sustainability. Speaking during the program in Ekiti, Engineer Joseph Oludimeji says the event will bring together government officials, manufacturers, policymakers and other stakeholders to discuss the challenges, opportunities and policy interventions required for made-in-Nigeria products to thrive.
NASENI was established to look into the needs of scientific and technological needs of the country. And we have been able to make significant impact. We have a lot of products and achievements which we have made. These are the products we have here, the few that we are able to bring here: the water dispenser, the charcoal stove, laptop, and then the the microwave. Ladies and gentlemen, our core values include knowledge sharing, innovation, techno-nationalism, professionalism.
A 29-year-old man, Itunu Abiodun, has been remanded at the Olukuta Correctional Center for allegedly abducting and raping a 14-year-old girl. The defendant is standing trial on a 2-count charge bordering on child abduction and defilement before the Family Magistrates Court sitting in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Police prosecutor Martins Oluofeso informed the court that the incident occurred on March the 25th this year at Kolawole Street in the Okearotuntu area of Akure. He says that the defendant abducted the minor, forcibly slept with her, and thereby committing an offense contrary to and punishable under sections 221 subsection 2 and 225 of the Criminal Code Laws of Ondo State of Nigeria 2006. The defendant, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges when read to him in court. In her ruling, Magistrate Timitokpe Alfonso ordered that the defendant be remanded at the Olukuta Correctional Center pending the outcome of the advice of the Director of Public Prosecution. The matter was then adjourned till June the 17th this year for further mention. And with that, we draw the curtain on Newsroom series with our focus on the Southwest. Many thanks for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun.